What's up YouTube, and welcome to Detox Proxy. And as you may be able to tell, I'm wearing a life jacket and I'm sitting on the water. I'm actually in my new fishing kayak for the first time. It's going pretty good so far. I've been trying to really concentrate on kayaking as opposed to filming this because I don't really want to end up in the water today, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got to say so far so good. I launched from over there. And for the people local or those wondering, I'm on Prudhomme Lake, which is just about 20-25 minutes from my house. It's a pretty good sized lake, definitely big enough for kayaking, that's for sure. And I'm just literally trying to get my wings wet for the first time. I've never been out on a kayak before, so I'm trying to, take it slow. And I actually did bring a camera to mount on the front. I just haven't set it up yet. I just really was eager to get out on the water. Fuck. Yeah, so there's a few of them working on the dock over there and behind me. I don't know if they're just rebuilding it or actually replacing the whole thing. But I came down, 40 minutes ago, started taking the kayak down, and then it dawned on me that I didn't actually have the kayak seat in the Forester. I had to drive all the way back home, get the seat, and drive all the way back out here. The weather's really nice. It's a really nice day today. It's going to be partial sun, and it looks like it's kind of come out a little bit more. I might actually warm up a little bit as I start moving around here and have to take the hoodie off, but we'll see. And I think this is another island in the middle of the water, and this one right beside me is definitely a smaller island. So I think I'm gonna kind of cut up between them and then maybe wrap around this larger one. Gonna stick close to shore just in case I do go over, and I guess if I do go over, you guys will be the first to know. Now I knew there's some places out here, but I'm kind of surprised how many. There's someone's camp with the floating dock that's starting to come apart. And then over here on the other side, there's another camp far off in the distance here. And then a couple more over here. Well, those are more almost like houses, really. Having a really good time out here. A couple more places on the island, definitely off grid. You can see they've got, 10 solar panels over there. Got some small ones over here. But it doesn't look like anyone's around. And it's slowly turning out to be the perfect day. I mean, look how smooth the water is. The sun's come out. So I'm just gonna continue on down this way, and then either I'm gonna loop around the island, which I think is an island. If it's not, then I'm gonna come back down through this way and I'll mount up a camera on the front here somewhere so that you guys can get a little different angle. This little fishing boat going across the water, and I'm coming up on 2 more camps. So I've definitely made myself a little bit further along here, and I'm getting towards what looks to be the end of the lake maybe. I see that guy on the power boat. He's just kind of pushing out from those trees. And it is an island and I can kind of go around in there, or I'm going to kind of get to the end there and end up turning back. But got my new fishing hat on. You like that? So yeah, I'm just going to kind of head to the end, and if I got to turn around, that's what I'll end up doing. That was just the guy on his little 14-foot aluminum boat heading out that way. And to my surprise, this is the end of the lake. Kind of surprised that I made it to the end so quickly, even though I've been out on the water probably an hour and a half. I've been really fighting against the wind, and I figured that was slowing me down. And I really did think that this was an island over on this side, and obviously it's not, So yeah, I'm going to get packed back up here, and at least when I'm heading back, I'll be going with the wind. I'm glad that I made it to this end. I realized it gets a whole lot more shallow. You can see all the stumps coming out of the water. So this was just a tree cut and then flooded at some point and then left that way. I know all the deeper water and most of the fresh water coming into the lake are over at the other end. So that'll be the better spots for fishing. But not that I'm really looking for fishing spots today. I just kind of wanted to get out on the water. I haven't seen any fish come out of the water. So yeah, I'm going to try and set up another camera on the front just so it can film me on the way back and I can kind of talk over to the camera. I'm hopefully going to set up this windless wireless mic that I have, and we'll see how that goes. This is a test. I really don't know if this is gonna work. We gotta try something. 17 seconds. It looks to be recording still. Okay. I can get shipped off here. There we go. And I have to be a little careful. I'm gonna get snagged on some of this, some of these old trees. I kind of came through there. I should probably head back exactly how I came through. Maybe I can weave through here. You can see the bottom here. It's starting to get a little deep around this big tree. Yeah, I kind of came out. It's like more shit coming out of the water over there. Do a little loop around here and get out of here. You can just kind of see the direction it came from. And just over here, there's a clearing, and that clearing goes way back over towards the work channel. I've seen it on the map. I don't know if they're going to bring a power line through there and then decided against it, or if it was just a way of them bringing logging through and then onto the lake here. I don't know. But it's definitely old, and I don't think it serves any sort of purpose anymore. So needless to say, at this point, there's going to be some new content on Detox Proxy this year. Obviously, using a kayak, I'm going to start to try and do a little bit more fishing. And the kayak is just mainly to get out on the water and get a little bit more activity and have the option to, you know, fish while I'm out camping. It's going to be a big deal. I would like to start trying to catch some trout and maybe have trout over a campfire. I think would be really nice. Now the kayak is going to open up a whole lot of new doors, and not only just for getting out on the water and fishing, but just the option if I get to one of these recreation sites and it's full, you know, there's no good spots to camp. I have the option now to load up the kayak and hit the water and then just look for some remote campsite somewhere. As I started searching, well, sure enough, I started finding some of these like portages that go lake to lake, and on those portages they actually have remote campsites. Now there's zero amenities. There's probably likely just a little clearing with a fire pit, but that's what I'm really looking for. Boat headed this direction. Well, I mean, he must have spotted me. He's kind of turned off now. I don't know if he's coming over to one of these sites or just cruising the water, but definitely a bigger boat than the guy I saw earlier. So far I found, you know, the little bit of wake from, you know, the wind and a couple of boats that have gone past. I mean, people realize they got to slow down around you, but the kayak has handled it very smoothly. It feels a lot more stable than I thought it was going to. I think, now I haven't tried standing up in it yet, and I'll probably wait to do that, you know, when the temperatures are a little bit warmer, not coming at the end of March, if you know what I mean. The comfort in using the kayak and the amount of time I've been out on the water so far, I can tell I'm going to enjoy this thing all summer long. Starting to get a little ripple coming in from that boat, and he just kind of went the other direction, but he stayed further away the second time. And honestly, the kayak just cuts through it, no problem. I think it's that double hull on the bottom keeps it really stable. Now, one thing I have noticed is I'm going to need some really light gloves, some fingerless gloves. I do have a pair that I'll probably start wearing, but I've already got a blister started on this hand, and I heard of people saying that. I kind of just thought, I'll give it a try and see what happens. And I mean, I've got some really durable hands, right? So for me to get blisters, it's just from an awkward position of holding something, and it's just a little bit on the, oh no, it's the inside of that thumb. The broom handle blister, if you know what I mean. You sweepers know exactly what I mean. Now, something that I did notice right away was the difference in the height of the seat, because I did modify this seat to make it a little higher, I now really have to dig down into the water with the paddle. This is the longest paddle that I could find. If I had gotten something shorter than this, I would have really had to start doing some reaching to actually get the paddle down in there. So I made the right choice by getting a long paddle. I did that because, you know, having the option to actually stand in this kayak, I was thinking, well, you know, not that I'll be like using it as a gondola or anything like that, but it would be nice to have the paddle still be able to like use it as an oar by standing on the kayak. And honestly, for this being the first time having the Pelican catch mode on the water, or me being in a kayak on the water for that matter, I'm having an absolute blast. I'm so glad that I made this purchase. I'm going to have a lot of good adventure this summer. It just keeps on coming to mind what I'm going to end up doing. I do want to get a little bit more fishing gear, some stuff a little bit more suited for trout fishing. I do already have quite a few lures, but I'm going to pick up some more. Just a couple little extra things to make fishing a little better. I've got rods already. I do need to put some new line on them and drop the weight on the line, find them where the best fishing holes are. I know it's not at this end of the lake anyway, it's over at the other end. I know Rainbow Lake on the other side of the highway here, it kind of feeds into Diana, and Diana feeds into this. And from what I've seen at the other end of Rainbow Lake is there's actually a reservoir wall. There's like a wall that seems to be built to help flood the area. And so I'm going to say these were probably always lakes, but the level of the water was brought up a lot at some point from somewhere. Now, even likely my first time out fishing, I will probably just come back to this lake and fish the other end of it. Apparently there's Dolly Varden trout and rainbow trout, and possibly cutthroats. There may be a chance that steelhead can make their way up in here. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think that's what I read somewhere. And I do have my fishing license. I did get steelhead, but I noticed that to get close to some of the waters that I'm going to end up being on, or to fish some of the rivers, I'm going to need to add the classified waters to my license, which is only like $16, $17, but I can do that later on. It's not a big deal to start with. I can fish this lake right now if I really wanted to. And I definitely noticed how much quicker I'm making my way back than I was making my way there, and the wind has everything to do with that. The sun never really fully broke through those clouds, but it's kind of nice to finally see it. It's been so cloudy here all winter long, and we got a really good break from the snow and the freezing cold temperatures, but it was just so dark all winter long. And no doubt am I going to feel this in my shoulders tomorrow. These little bungee cup holders work really good. You get coffee on one side and water over on the other side. A couple boats kind of hooked up together over here, and the dock is just over this way, but I think we're going to head over past it and maybe just continue along the highway a little bit and then kind of come back down through. We're just getting past the dock there and just looking through the trees. I can see the Forester parked out on the road, but it looks like half of everyone else is already gone. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of continue along here around this peninsula, kind of check out the other side of it, and then turn around and call it a day. Now I have made it to the other end of the lake, and you can see a lot more stumps coming out of the water over here. And I should probably get steered around some of this. From what I know, this over here is another island, and I kind of see like a little hut or a little building on it. Maybe we'll go check that out another time. And I was thinking of kind of looping around it and coming back, but I think I'm just going to come back the way I came and just kind of do a U-turn. Now this lake is actually connected to another lake called Taylor Lake back over at that end, but I think the little river or stream that kind of connects the two is maybe a little bit too congested with fallen trees, or it's just too narrow to get a kayak or a canoe through there. So I guess if you've gotten this far in the video and you haven't checked out the other channel to see kind of the how-to videos of making the seat riser and adding the anchor trolley and the bunch of accessories that I have, and just doing the standard review of the kayak in the beginning, head over to Homebrew Subaru and check those out. And there will be some more videos coming on that channel for the kayak, and we're gonna have an accessories part 2 video, just a couple other things that I did buy. And then I also want to show everyone like how I'm loading this on the roof of my Subaru Forester and transporting it, because this is it's not a small kayak, and it weighs a little bit more than a standard one, but the way I have it all situated, it just fit the roof perfectly, and getting it up there as one person really isn't that big of a deal, as long as you kind of use the technique that most people do, and I'll just kind of review how I do that. Well, I'm here back at the dock, and yeah, like I watched another truck and trailer go out, so pretty much everyone's cleared out except for the couple boats in behind me there. The boat launch has it's a nice little gravelly spot, so I'm just gonna try and ram into it so I can I need to get up a little speed so I can actually walk up on the shore and not have to get soaked. Just like that. And that is the end of that day. Just gonna have a look. It is 4 o'clock. I've been out there for almost 4 hours. Well, needless to say, I'm all packed up and ready to go. I was gonna film myself actually packing up a little bit, but the guys that were out on the water ended up pretty much meeting me back at the dock, and they were, pulling their trucks down with their trailers to get their boats out of the water. So I kind of wanted to make some quick moves and get the kayak loaded up quickly. So yeah, I'm ready to head out. I had such an awesome day. I'll be definitely looking forward to the future of these really nice days that I can come out and kayak and get some fishing in. But if you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.